Welcome to the Cogtrium Telehealth Quick Start videos. The purpose here is to get you up and going as absolutely soon as possible, to give you the basic understanding of how you perform telehealth, how you handle the administrative functions, and how you better engage with your patients. The objectives of the Quick Start lessons are several. The idea is to give you a basic understanding of what the telehealth platform is, and on the completion of the Quick Start lessons, you should be able to conduct a telehealth session, add patients into the system, link providers to patients, payers, set authorized session limits, and schedule telehealth sessions. Telehealth platform is governed by roles. What you can do in the system depends on the role that you are occupying. There's three basic roles. One is for patients, one is for providers, and one is for EAP. Patients are those people that are receiving the benefit of the therapy and whatever the delivery mechanism is. Providers are those that are the actual therapists, the doctors, the clinicians, the counselors, and others that are actually providing the services. EAP, the executive admin personnel, these are the folks that are doing the back-end office sort of functions. These are the secretaries and others that are authorized to schedule appointments, enter payment information, and other administrative patient and payer data collection. Patients basically have one function, and that is to engage in the telehealth sessions. When a session is scheduled, they will receive a notice like is shown here on the email, and what they need to do is at the time of the session is click on the connection and launch the connection. For most providers, most patients, this is a straightforward process. It's a matter of opening a Chrome browser and then just making the connection. For those people using iOS devices, that's iPad and iPhone, there's an additional step. You have to download the app from the App Store, which is all explained inside of the invite. Patients also receive a schedule. That's a calendar invite, and they can launch the telehealth session either from the invite here or from the calendar session. Providers are just that. These are the clinicians, these are the therapists, these are the folks that are actually delivering the services. And since we're delivering services inside of the telehealth platform, it means a provider has to have an NPI number, a National Provider Identification. This is the unique method we identify providers within the system. It allows us to have a provider that may be providing services at multiple clinics, multiple school districts, or in multiple settings. But it allows that provider, because we are viewing by their NPI, to see their schedule all in one place from whatever the source of their patients. Providers can do several things. First and foremost, they can conduct telehealth sessions with their patients. They can also approve billing information. That means that at the end of a session or through the interface, they can approve a session for billing. That means they can choose the right ICD-10 code for the diagnosis if the one that is assumed to be the case is not there, or they can also do the right CPT code, which is what you're getting paid for, the designator of what you actually did. And you have the ability to adjust length of call if it was shorter or longer to fit the billing that you need. EAP, the executive and admin personnel, are the folks that are doing those admin functions behind the scenes. These are the people that are taking the initial contacts with patients. These are the ones that are scheduling and doing those things in most situations. EAP are the people that can link patients and providers and do referrals and authorizations. In this connection, we're talking about referral is meaning that a provider has been referred a patient. And when doing that, there are limitations that can be imposed. For example, a payer connected with a patient may only allow 20 sessions of a certain type, or it may limit the dollar amount that can be billed in a certain situation. These can all be included in the telehealth session so they're tracked and monitored and that we can make sure that the invoicing and the billing is correct. It's these people that do these kind of functions that we are calling EAP. Providers in some clinic situations may also choose to act as their own EAP. If you're a sole practitioner providing services, you probably are acting as your own EAP, doing the scheduling and the administrative functions as well. So a provider can operate in both of these roles if they're so designated at setup. One of the key things in being able to get success in telehealth is just getting started. The interfaces are very intuitive, and for most providers and most patients, a time or two through is all that's necessary to have all the technical expertise to do all of the functions that they're supposed to do. We would suggest that you start as quickly as possible, start doing it, experiment with it, and explore it. And we suggest that the first patients you choose to engage with are some of your existing patients that you have a rapport with, an understanding about how they may or may not react, how they may best deal, and how the therapies that you're going to be providing through telehealth are most likely to fit with them. Almost all the clinical techniques that you're using in your office will also work online. Many of them will actually work better online. What you have to do is just get started and test. There is a learning curve. Even though it's fairly slight, it's a matter of working that through on your own. The parts of your personality and the parts of your special skill set that make you a successful therapist need to be adapted to the online setting. Most patients and most therapists quickly cease to see the medium anymore, and the experience becomes very, very much the same as it is in the office. It's as if you are sitting in the same office. It's an interesting phenomenon, but it's almost universally true. So what we'd encourage you to do is keep moving through the process, experiment as quickly as you can, and start learning how your delivery of services can best be done through telehealth. You as a person, as a therapist, may find that not all therapies can best be delivered online, and that's a choice you're going to have to make. But the overwhelming majority of the cognitive disorders can be dealt with online, and you'll find this is a huge tool to add to your clinical expertise. This completes the overview of the telehealth platform. You can now proceed to the next Quick Start lessons and go through those. From this lesson, you should have a basic understanding of the roles, the three roles that are operating in the telehealth platform: patients, providers, and EAP. We appreciate you listening, and we encourage your success and endeavors in pushing forth this bright new tool that can dramatically expand the reach of your services to many, many more patients.